scientists, we have a new teak to look at today, so let's take a look. We are looking at 4.8a this week. It's all about weather, specifically how to measure, record, and predict changes in weather. So that's like 3 things to do with weather. So we're going to learn how to measure the weather, learn how to record the weather, and we will be predicting changes in the weather. So it's kind of 3 separate sections. This first part today is we're going to look at just like measuring weather. Now, when I say weather, there's all different parts of weather. Can you think of some different things that have to do with weather, right? What does that entail? A lot of times it talks about like the temperature, if it's raining outside, or we're having different types of precipitation, how windy it is, how humid, that means how much moisture is in the air outside. There's all of those different aspects, and there's tons more, right? All of those different things can be measured, but there's different tools for each of them. So let's write down some of those things that we could possibly measure, right? We could measure the temperature. We could measure how much rain we're getting. We could measure the wind. We can measure how much humidity there is. That means like how much moisture is in the air. There's all different sort of things we can measure. We can look at how cloudy it is outside. There's all different sorts of things that we will learn how to measure. Now, to measure each of these things, there's different tools that we could use to measure those things. Think about different tools that you would use. Like think about what tool would you use to measure temperature. You should know that one, right? That's a pretty simple one. What tools should you measure to do some of these other things? Let's take a look at some of these tools. I got some pictures here. I'm going to bring them over. So like look at these tools here. So like a thermometer, right? Right here is used to measure temperature. This fun little thing is called an anemometer. Try to say that 5 times fast, okay? This measures how fast the wind is blowing. A rain gauge looks kind of like a graduated cylinder. That measures the amount of rain, right? How much rainfall. A wind vane is telling us what direction the wind is blowing in. This one we don't really need much in Texas, right? A snow gauge, very similar to a rain gauge, is how much snow has fallen, but we hardly would ever need that one, right? There's tons of different science tools that are used to measure weather. This one, right, a wind sock is very similar to the wind vane. It tells what direction it's going. So all of these tools are used to measure weather, and you use a different tool depending on what you are trying to measure. So you're going to watch a couple different videos on the next page that will talk to you about very specifically how to use some of these tools.